Alright, guys, so sometimes you'll be reading a magic book and you'll come across an interesting move or a sleight, and you won't even know what to do with this move. Where can it be applied in a trick? That's part of the fun of reading books and coming up with certain routines or tricks using these sleights that you learn. And in this video, I'm going to teach you a trick using an old Ed Marlowe move that I think you're really going to like. Let's get into it. Alright, so what I'll do here, guys, is show you the trick that I'm talking about, and after that I'll teach you the trick itself, but most importantly, I'll teach you in detail the move that we're talking about here, alright? So let's imagine for a moment that I have somebody here that I'm going to be performing this trick to, so bear with the awkwardness of me talking to an imaginary person, alright? So check this out. In a moment, you're just going to select one of these cards. It can be any card you want, and don't let me influence your choice. Alright, so as I go through cards like this, just say the word stop anytime you want. Alright, so maybe he says stop right here, and I don't want to see it. I'll turn away and take your card and just take a little peek at it so I can't look. I'll turn away. He takes a peek at his card, and he remembers it. Now, what I'll do here is based on where the cards were in the deck and where you took it from, I will try to guess maybe 3 cards that I think might resemble or be close to your card. That'll make sense here in a moment. Maybe it could be one of these. I don't know, but we'll check here. So I have here an 8, a jack, and a 10. An 8, a jack, and a 10. Were any of these close to you? In fact, don't tell me if there's a card in here that's close to yours. Just think about that card. And what I'll do here is try to reveal that card in the count of 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Watch. Here we have 3 twos, which is very strange. What was your card? The 2 of clubs. Alright, so this move is called the Drop Switch Edition by Ed Marlowe, and it's sort of I guess, kind of a precursor, or it's related to the Vernon edition, or maybe the No Lap Switch by Derek Dingle. It falls under that same category, but it's a much different and, in my opinion, way easier to do. So here's what's happening. First, you want to have a 4 of a kind on top of the deck to start out with. All right, so I use the 4 twos because, in my opinion, they just they're high contrast to all the other cards in the deck. And if you use aces, I think that'll just be I don't know, aces are too I don't know, they're too obvious. Like how to 4 aces for this trick, that you want to make the cards as random as possible. So I start out with them on top of the deck. That way I can be like this. In a minute, you're going to pick one of these cards. And this serves 2 purposes. One, it shows them that all the cards are different without you having to say that, first of all, right? So always avoid saying all the cards are different. So anytime you do this, the only reason why you're doing this is to show them that all the cards are different, but you want to have a justification of why you're doing this instead of saying that, right? So my thing I say here is, in a minute, you're going to pick one of these cards. And so that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, here in a minute, you're going to say, based on how I looked at the cards a minute ago, I'm going to pick out cards where I think that card may have come from. So that sort of like circle back to why you were looking at the cards in the first place, which makes sense for the trick. So you're here, say, in a minute you're going to pick one of these cards, okay? It can be any card you want. And as you're still talking, you're just going to overhand shuffle these 4 top cards to the bottom of the deck like this. It can be any card you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just shuffle off normally. As long as you keep those 4 cards on the bottom first, you're good to go. Now, at this point, you're going to force the bottom card. And I do this with a force that I came up with that I call the hand out force. It looks like this. So in fact, it can be any card you want, and here I just swing cut about a third of the deck over to my hand like this, and just begin doing singles like this, having them say stop as I do this. Say stop anytime, and that'll be your card. At this point, you're going to rest this upper half, which still has the 2 on the bottom, on here like this, sort of like a cross-cut force configuration. So I don't want to look, I'll hold out your hand like this, and that's why you're doing that. The justification for putting this on top here, say hold out your hand like this. And that gives you a reason to put that on top of the pack here. As soon as they do that, you turn away, and it's going to look like you simply take this off and hand them the card they stopped on. In actuality, what happens is you drag that bottom card off like this, just like that. And it looks very similar, just you doing this, but in fact you're doing that, right? But even if they catch that, they catch that bottom card coming off, it still works because of the cross-cut force configuration, right? So it works both ways, whichever way they happen to see it go. So you turn away, say, hold out your hand, take that card, I won't look. Now, as soon as they take it, you want to replace this upper packet on the bottom like this, so those 3 twos are still on the bottom of the deck. So look at that card, I don't want to look and hide it when I turn back around, blah, blah, blah. Now, what you're going to do now is say, based on where you took that card and based on where I saw those other cards a minute ago, I'm going to take a guess on 3 cards that might be close to your card. And what you do here is you just spread through and upjog any 3 random cards, right? It doesn't matter what they are, just as long as they're towards the middle. And the last one you want to have roughly towards the bottom. This will make the move a little bit easier. All right, so as soon as you have those upjogged, just keep spreading until you can eye count 3 cards, which is those other 3 twos. As you close up, just get a break on top of those 3 cards like this with your pinky. So you're here, close up, keep a break above those bottom 3 cards like this. Now it's going to look like you simply remove those cards like this and put them on top of the deck. What's going to happen actually is this. Let me just restart here. So you have them up jogged, you keep spreading, you catch a break on those bottom 3 as you close up. Now, what's going to happen now is you actually sort of kick them to the side like this, so they're angle jogged now with your middle finger like this, right, hitting the side of the cards. Now you actually strip them out, just the 3 cards at this point, so you don't add anything right now. You really just snap them out like this, and a good way to do that is sort of like flicking your wrist like this to snap them out, okay? They'll just come out very easily, but don't do it too much because then you'll flash that bottom card, right? So what I mean by that is this: as you do it, and you're like this, a very good way and a very efficient way to snap those out is grasp them with your index finger here like this and your thumb, and simply just do that. They just snap right out with that flick of the wrist. Okay, so back to the move. As soon as you close up and you get that break above those bottom 3 cards, you kick those to the side like this, angle jog. Now what you're going to do is, I guess, to snap them out. Now, at this point, you have that thumb break, all right? So I should have mentioned that before. You transfer the pinky break to the thumb break as you grasp those out. So once more, I'm sorry, this is redundant. You do this, like this. Now, as soon as you kick those over like this, you're in perfect position to take the deck now in that middle grip with your middle finger on your thumb, catching now that pinky break to your thumb break, like so. So you snap those guys out, and now it's going to look like you simply revolve them to the top like this, using sort of like this pinching maneuver like this, right on top of the deck. But before you do that, you just drop those on top of those 3 cards like this. Or you can just snag them there with your pinky like this from the break, right? Just add them on top, or just drop them like this. That way now you're, excuse me, turning over 6 cards as you drop those on like this, right? So the actual cards they see, I guess it doesn't matter, right? If they catch a flash of those 3 cards that come out, because it's the same cards anyway, right? I just really thought about that. Now, you sort of like take your thumb and square these up on top of the deck like this, just sort of like squaring the sides. At this point, you're going to show them the 3 cards, and you're going to do what's called the 0 block addition. Now at this point, when you're squaring these up like this, you want to keep a pinky break below those 6 cards, okay? So it's going to look like you simply show the 3 cards and turn them over like this. What happens actually is that you turn over all 6 cards as a block, like this. Since you're in motion, people's not going to notice that bottom block of cards. All you do here is simply take your fingers here and just get under those cards like this, and that's going to help you sort of like do a simulated push off of your thumb like this, but all that's happening is you're moving them to the side with your fingers like this. So we have the king, and the 5, and that push off is really what sells it, right? So you're like this, king, 5, and really they're all the 2s now, right? So that's a very good. Now you say, I want you to just think about which card is closest to your card and say, don't tell me, just think about it. And in a moment, on the count of 3, I'm going to reveal which one you're just thinking about here. And at this point, you just sort of wiggle them around and just like, you just drop them face up on the table. Not like that. You want to drop them all face up on the table like this, and they'll be shocked to see all 3 2s there because their card is that 2. I know that I've already shown this move several times to you now, and you're probably getting the picture, but I'll do it one more time just for completeness sake, alright? So all the way through, here we go. So again, we have all the 3 2s on the bottom of the deck. You say, I'm going to try to, guess the whereabouts of a card that's closest to your card, perhaps. Again, just spread through until you get towards the bottom, like this. Catch a break above those bottom 3. Kick those over, transferring the pinky break now to a thumb break like this. Snap those guys out. As you go to turn them face up, you just add those cards to the top of those like this. Square those up, keep a break. We got the 4, and the 10. Do that simulated push off like we talked about. Boom, boom, boom. Think about which card is closest to yours on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. And then you have your trick, and that is just a simple trick I came up with using Ed Marlowe's drop switch addition as a tongue twister for you guys. I hope you like it. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. It truly does mean the world to me. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.